Hey everybody, I wanted to take a minute to highlight and show off our 2-bin Kanban system that we have here in Moonshine. Everything that's stored here is all of the joints and components that we use to typically build anything out of this blue pipe here. So what we have is we've slowly been adding to this to make sure that everything's at point of use. We have gauges for to check our fasteners. We have all of our tools, and we're slowly working on getting this organized. You see up front, just about everything has labels up front. We actually made a couple improvements today. So this is new today. We're missing a couple that we'll be working on. We do have our Kanban board. So we did this a couple weeks ago. Our first total ownership label, Carlos Rivera. He is over and managing the inventories of our Kanbans. These were things that were put up today. I just approved the rec, so this will get moved over. And then once it's actually on order, we'll move it over here. Gimba pipe is something that we've been working on. We have a whole bunch of Gimba pipe that we have been storing over here. The issue is that we have all of this excess material. So what I'm asking on the card for now is that we are going to hold off on waiting. We're going to hold off on purchasing unless we absolutely need to, but trying to get away with building with materials that we already have on hand. But also we have a corner in the back of our plant of what we call as the graveyard of KPO, projects that didn't really go anywhere, so we're tearing those down and working on them. Another thing I want to highlight for this is that we have all of our labels on the back of the rack. So this is completed about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. And everything's really dialed in so far. We're still working on shuffling things around. Everything on this rack is overflow to what was on here. And this has been fun to work on because now I'm understanding Kanban and everything. So we originally had some H3 fast brackets. That was on overflow yesterday. I depleted that inventory and got us back in stock. So now we have an empty bin. We have some on order. The front bin has stock. So we're all set and ready there. We ran out of H2. And so we actually have to replenish this. I had a box of H2 that I pulled, restocked, and now we have the Kanban card on there. So H3's on order, and then H2's on order. So we're getting there. We've made progress. We still have a lot of work to do. And of course, my goal is to get all this stuff down, overproduced. H10's way too much. H13's way too much. These are creaform. We no longer use creaform. We only do flex pipe. So now we're discussing and having conversations how to reduce these in our Moonshine area. All of this work that we do back in Moonshine, it doesn't seem like it does a lot, but when it comes to us building components and prototyping rapidly and quickly out in our area, this is what's going to make us more efficient in our work and making sure that we constantly have materials on hand. So 2-bin Kanban is the best method for us right now, and we're still refining it, but we will get this dialed in here soon. But it's cool and fun to have the process in place and actually start working everything out.